This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
It is so wonderful to see everybody today. Everybody knows that there is a mitzvah in the Torah to listen to the Chachamim, as the pasuk says, "Loi sasur yamin asmal machal asher yerucha." But Chazal describe it in a very interesting way, and that is, even if they say al yamin shehu smal ve'al smal shehu yamin, you should listen to them. Even if they say the right is the left and the left is right, you listen to them. It's a very interesting analogy. Why don't Chazal say, even if they tell you black is white and white is black, or day is night and night is day, or even if they tell you, there are a lot of ways of saying it. Why use the example, even if they say right is left and left is right? So I saw a beautiful pshat in the Sefer Orion Tlisai in Parshas Nasai, and I filed it away last year. And luckily this year I actually looked at my files, and I don't think we ever said this. And that is, there's a Medrash Tanchuma. Medrash Tanchuma says, Parshas Nasai, Lo yoymar adam eini mekayem mitzvahs l'kenim shem Torah. Let a person not say, I don't listen to the rabbis. It doesn't say it in the Torah. No. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, whatever they decree upon you, you should be mekayem. Ve'asisa al pi haTorah asher yerucha. Why, says Hashem? Because even I listen to the rabbis. Where do we see Hashem listens to the rabbis? It says, V'sigzar oimer v'yakom lecha. They decree and God fulfills. The concept of Tzadik Goizer, Hashem Akayim. Teda! You know what the proof that Hashem listens to the rabbis? Because Hashem in Parshas Nasa, he writes, Bayoim Ashvi Nasi Livnei Ephraim, and then Bayoim Ashvini Nasi Livnei Menashe. Wait a second, why is God putting Ephraim before Menashe? But Menashe is the Bechar. Menashe is the Bechar. Hashem says, you know why I go backward? Because I listen to the rabbis. Who went backward? Yaakov. Oh, now let's think for a minute. What's the source that you listen to the rabbis? Because Hashem listens to the rabbis. Which rabbi did Hashem listen to? Yaakov, who put Ephraim before Menashe. How did Yaakov put Ephraim before Menashe? He made his left the right and the right the left. That's why when Chazal refer to listening to rabbis, they say, even if they say the right is the left and the left is the right, listen, why? Because it's not just like an analogy ba'alma. They're referring to a specific instance where Yaakov made his left right and his right left. Fine. Very beautiful. But there's another part. Because I also saw, there is what's the last day of Chanukah called? Zois Chanukah. So you'll have to save this for next year. Why is it called Zois Chanukah? Because we say the word Zois Chanukah Samizbeach. Yeah, that's, We know the Gemara, when it comes to Chanukah, the Gemara says, well, wait a second. I understand you make a bracha on tefillin, Asher Kedeshanu b'mitzvah v'tzivanu. God commanded us to wear tefillin, and talis, He commanded us, and sukkah, He commanded us. But the Gemara asks, how could you say v'tzivanu by Ner Chanukah? God did not command us to light the Ner Chanukah. Says the Gemara, yes, He did. He said, listen to the Chachamim, loisasur yamin usmail. V'heichan sivanu, where did He command us? Loisasur yamin usmail. That's the essence of Chanukah. The essence of Chanukah is it's interesting. I'll tell you a quick idea, and that is there's a concept that we'll try to explore, that every piece of land in Eretz Yisrael corresponds to a different chelek of Torah. Meaning, if you see different parts of Eretz Yisrael that are hard to conquer, it's because that element of Torah, that discipline of Torah has not been mastered yet. And as soon as it is, we'll be able to conquer that part of Eretz Yisrael. So there's a lot of debate about the city of Goshen. Because if you read in the Torah, where's Goshen? I don't know, it says they lived in Goshen and Mitzrayim. And yet, if you look in Sefer Yeshua, of the cities that were conquered by Yeshua, it says one of the cities they conquered in Israel was Goshen. So make up your mind. Is Goshen in Israel, or is Goshen in Egypt? Or is Goshen in the Catskills, right? So, but that's not one of the options. Where is Goshen? The Shachal HaTorah writes that Goshen, there's like a little strip of land from Eretz Yisrael that connects to Goshen. So even though it's in Egypt, it's technically part of Eretz Yisrael. So I saw in the Sefer Tzion Ve'areha, that if every part of Eretz Yisrael there's a vibrating phone, even though it's off. It's amazing. That Goshen, even though it's outside of Eretz Yisrael, but it's part of Eretz Yisrael. So what chelek of Torah corresponds to Goshen? So we know if you look in the Aseret HaDibros, there's 620 letters. Why? Keneged Keser 620. The first 613 is Keneged 613 mitzvahs aseh. The next 7 letters, Asher L'Reyacha, the last 7 letters of Aseret HaDibros, are the 7 mitzvahs d'Rabbanan. Each letter corresponds to another mitzvah d'Rabbanan. The final Chaf corresponds to Chanukah. It's suggested that Goshen corresponds to, it's in Israel, it's not in Israel, it's attached, it's on the outside, because it corresponds to the mitzvahs d'Rabbanan, specifically Chanukah. But be it as it may, the last day of Chanukah is called Zois Chanukah. Chanukah is the Yom Tov of the Torah Shabbat Peh, where even though Hashem didn't command us, we say Asher Tzivanu. On what day of Chanukah do we see the importance of the concept of listening to the Chachamim? Not until the 8th day, where we see Menashe going after Ephraim. The 8th day of Chanukah, Zois Chanukah, is when Menashe goes after Ephraim. Zois Chanukah, this is Chanukah. This is Chanukah? From this day we see the concept that Hashem listens to the Chachamim, and therefore He commands us to listen to the Chachamim. But I thought it was very insightful that the way the Chachamim, the way the Torah expresses listening to Chachamim is even they say the left and the right left, referring specifically to Yaakov Avinu, which is the makar of L'shmaya Divrei Chachamim. Rabbi, see you here back very soon. Shkayach.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.